Hey guys, this is C.O. Cannon. I am a USA Today bestselling author. I'm also a publisher. I own Fiction Atlas Press, and I do a lot of work with author services. I do pretty much anything you can think of. I'm a publicist. I do graphic design. I do video editing, voiceovers, marketing, just a little bit of everything. I've got many hats that I wear. I write fantasy and science fiction. I am currently writing some fairy tale retellings, which are a bunch of fun. And I'm here for coffee break with the lovely Jo Compton. Okay, for the first question, at what point in your writing do you decide a character's fate? That's kind of a mixed bag for me. Sometimes I know just right off, this character is going to be dead. This is how they're going to die, and it's going to cause this to happen. And usually it's a plot point if they're going to die. It's going to cause this person to do this or feel this way, or they're going to turn evil, they're going to turn good, their heart's going to change. And then sometimes I get really attached to a character and I can't kill them. But most of the time, I know right off if a character is going to die. There have been a couple times that I've been like, oh, I could totally kill them right now, and it would make this emotional thing happen. I'm really bad about killing characters to make other characters really sad and kind of influence their actions. Okay, so how often does that change? Once I have their fate decided, how often do I change my mind? Like what percentage? I would say probably maybe a 10%. I usually kind of stick to that. Unless the character's just going to run away from me and encapsulate, something they kind of win me over, and I'm like, okay, maybe you're not so bad. Maybe I could do this with you later on in the story, or I could spin this off somehow. Then I'll change my mind. But I'd say about 10% of the time is all the only bit that it changes. I'm pretty firm in when I decide a character's fate. Okay, so if they change, why do they change? It's not usually anything that that fans have told me or anything like that. It's mostly because the characters themselves have revealed something to me that I could do with them in the future. They have more uses in the future that I could spin off or do something with. I am what they call a discovery writer, kind of like Stephen King. I am not a plotter at all. I might write down a couple different things and they happen at different times in the story, and then I kind of work my way through that. I will write a little bit of this scene, I'll write a little bit of this scene. There's dialogue that just randomly comes to me and I write it down, and then I somehow try to connect it all together. Okay, one character whose fate changed was Samuel from Bloodlines. He was just kind of going to be like a throwaway sort of villain. And I absolutely fell in love with him, and I developed this huge backstory for him, and he's actually going to pop up again in Forget Me Not when he wasn't originally there. I've completely changed the villain, because Forget Me Not came first. That was my first really big idea, and I've been plotting it forever, or trying to plot it and putting ideas down since I don't actually plot. Trying to get that one out for a while now, and I completely, because I started writing Bloodlines, I just completely changed the villain and the different not characters, but the different adversaries and different situations that my characters would face in Forget Me Not, all because of Samuel and how I just kind of fell in love with this dude he's kind of snarky. He's immortal. He's seen a lot of crap, and then eventually he finds some humans. Well, they're not exactly humans, but they're humans, but they have some powers like him. They're not immortal though. And he kind of, instead of being like, humans again, he kind of learns to respect them and care about them. And that kind of changes his perspective and makes him a little bit of a nicer guy. And it really influenced both Bloodlines and Forget Me Not. So I'm excited about bringing you guys more of him. Okay, a moment that a character spoke out and changed something small that will become something big. There is this amulet in both Bloodlines and Forget-Me-Not. It started out in Forget-Me-Not, and I just liked this design that I found. And I was like, I'm going to incorporate that somehow into the story. And then I started writing Bloodlines, and Samuel started falling in love, and the girl that he falls in love with may or may not meet an untimely end. And I kind of found a way around her completely being dead because of this amulet. And there's some special magical powers. And I can't say too much about who and what was going to happen, but the amulet kind of connects both stories. And it was just a design that I liked on Etsy. I was like, oh, that's so cute. I mean, I could make that into jewelry or something and give it away to fans. And then it became this huge plot point. So Samuel kind of, he needed something to save his love, and that turned out to be a great thing. So thank you so much for having me on Coffee Break. You can find me, CL Cannon, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have a website, clcannon.net. I also run fictionatlas.com. It's fiction-atlas.com. But I'm pretty much on all social media except for Snapchat, because I can't figure out Snapchat because I'm old. I don't do TikTok either. But most of the normal social media I am on as either CL Cannon or CL Cannon Author. You can find all of my links on my website, clcannon.net. And thank you so much for having me. I had a great time. Bye.